What's up, guys? Ty Hansen. Obviously, my name's on the page. But what a frustrating bait this thing is. Everybody's talking about it. Everybody sees it all over the place. I'm talking about the Berkley Moeba Max Scent, the new the Coike style bait, the dice style bait, the Urchin style bait, whatever you want to call them. I've been around the Coikes since Spro ended up importing them for Hide Up and stuff at the Real Shot here in Appleton. Got a bunch of them in. They sold out immediately. I bought one. Don't know where it is. Never threw it. Never took it out of the package. Thought it was dumb, gimmicky, whatever. Whoa. What a wild ride it has been watching people slam fish on it all spring. Regardless, doesn't matter. Is what it is. I like the Max Scent stuff. The Berkley stuff's really good. I catch a lot of fish on the generals. I use a lot of the soft plastic craws as trailers. Works. Stuff's awesome. That being said, this bait is... If you asked me about this bait on Sunday at 2:45 when I put the boat on the trailer early and dumped my 2 fish back in the lake that I had after struggling all day to land fish on it, I would have said this bait is awful. I never want to see one again, and I'll never own another one. But taking a step back from that, the hour and 45-minute drive home that I had reflected a little bit on the bites that I did have, and I didn't get bit on anything else. Not a thing. The lake that we were on, little lake up in the up north a little bit, north central Wisconsin, it puts out 17 to 19 pounds regularly. There's big fish in there. They were just post spawn, like 3, 4, 5 days post spawn. Big females weren't eating. They didn't want to eat. It took 12 and a half pounds, I think, to win. Maybe 13. I don't know. I didn't stay around for weigh-in because I was pissed. I had an awful day. Now, had the bites to do very well. I'm not going to say win. Okay? I lost to 4.5. I lost 2 over 3.5. Like... If it took 12.5 to win, I had enough to do well. How do I know how big these fish were? Because I catch fish that are that size every once in a while. And that's what they were. I'm gonna type away. Start typing it down there. Anyways, we got the second biggest fish in our club this year. I win a 5.5 pounder on green this year. Like I know how big they were. Anyways, not the point of this video. I can make another one highlighting fish losses over the years. I don't film as much as I used to. I'm probably gonna start doing a little bit more. But anyways, this bait. The whole point of this video. This bait right here. It's the only thing I could get bit on all day. Could not get bit on anything else. Swim jig, chatterbait, spinnerbait, frog. I threw a Senko for an hour and I never got a bite. I switched back to this thing and immediately get bit. Immediately. I'm throwing it on watching live scope, lily pad edge where it meets the milfoil, or there's a stump where the milfoil edge is. Like, right where post-spawn females can recoup, throwing at bigger marks, like watching them come up to the bait, inhale the thing, cracking them as hard as I possibly can on this bait, and to watch them literally like come up, shake their head a couple times, the bait goes one way, and the fish goes another way, and my hook comes straight back out. Frustrating, to say the least. Throwing a 1/0 treble hook, an Owner ST36, really good treble hook. Use it all the time. It's what I had available. Great hook. Clearly, trash for this bait. Absolutely garbage. I don't like it. I went 2 for 12 bites. Counted because I was curious. I said I'm gonna keep track how many bites I get on this stupid thing all day. And yeah, 12 bites, caught 2. Caught 2 of the smaller little males. One of them not even hooked. One of the barbs of the hook was put like in one of the slots of the gills. It was just sitting in there and had it just kind of caught. It was not no hook penetration, nothing. It was just stuck in there. I just pushed the bait backwards and it just fell right out. So the other one I got right in the corner. Yeah, it was skin hooked barely. So I don't know. But anyways, did not have fun. Did not enjoy that. So I went to the drawing board. I watched 20 hours of video on this stupid bait already this week after tucking my tail between my legs and sucking, because that's what I did. It was not fun. And I watched everybody else was rigging these things up, and I found a couple of rigs that I liked. The problem is with the Moeba is you don't need any weight. They sink. I love the sink rate without any weight. Problem is everything that looks good for these is centered around some sort of weight system. The nail weights that are in there that you have to add to get the other ones to sink. All of these little all of these little pins that are going in there, and then you put your treble hook through the weight. The little cups with the little T coming out of them or whatever, so they curve around the bottom of the center little ball of the bait in there, and then you put your hook through there. All these little plastic keepers you have to shove through the bait and then skin hook your. I don't like it. I don't want to do any of it. But I knew I did not want to deal with treble hooks anymore, at all. So I got rid of that. Treble hook's gone. Knew I'm probably not going to throw it on a spinning rod anymore, which I did. I threw it on a 7'2", 7-foot medium spinning rod with 30-pound braid to 16-pound fluorocarbon because I was fishing it around cover. It is the same rod that I use for skipping. The rod works. Clearly not in combination with whatever was going on with this bait. Now, that being said, I think treble hook is the wrong way to go on this after doing a bunch of research, because this bait, I think what happens is they suck this thing in and it folds all these tentacles over. Just like that. Folds them all over. Now, treble hook points are short, okay? So if you got one barb buried in the bait, okay, that's useless. The other 2 barbs are only sticking out, like quarter of an inch. You fold all these tentacles over, because your line where your hook is going to be the last, or is going to be facing you. So the fish's mouth is going to be, they suck it in. The last thing to go in is the hook. So I think when you're setting the hook on this, all this plastic is wrapped around your treble hook and gets in the way. And I think you're not getting a good hook in them. Clearly I wasn't. Anyways, argue with me in the comments. Love to hear it. Good dialogue is always good, especially when it's around fishing. There's a reason why I lost these fish. And I was very frustrated. So this is what I did. Spent a bunch of time researching it. What I came up with is a unique one that I have not seen anybody do yet. In all the videos I've watched, I haven't seen it. Now, I watched a video with Pat Schlapper tying up a jig trailer several weeks, or a week ago, 2 weeks ago. And he said it was a tip from Caleb Kufal, 2 Wisconsin guys. So I follow them. I don't follow a whole lot of professional fishing anymore. I did have to watch a lot of it this week, just to details on this stuff. But I don't watch it anymore. I don't find it super entertaining. I find it very repetitive, and I don't fish the lakes that these guys are on. So I have a hard time relating to a lot of the stuff. And I'm not that dialed in as far as an electronics angler goes, and I admit that openly. I have it, I use it, I know how to use it, especially in perspective. Love that. But, different game. So, what I came up with is Alpha Point, the grip, Alpha Grip flipping hook. 3/0. That's what I got. These are 3.5-inch Moebas. I think this is the right size. I've rigged a lot of plastics in my life already at this point. I think the hook's perfect for this bait. So what I found is we're going to run the bait, or run the hook, right down that centering hole on the bait. And it feeds in there pretty easily. Pops right out. Not a whole lot. The hole's already there, right, from the packaging. And now we're going to run this thing up. I'm trying to keep it out of the way of the tentacles as much as possible. I'm going to run it up. Instead of putting it on or over that grip pin, it's going to sit right below it. I don't know if you guys can see nothing there, probably. Anyways, the bait's not over the pin, right? It's just kind of sitting right below it, like it's not pinned in because of... It's not pinned in because of the pin, obviously. It's not being held on by the little pin there. The reason I say this is the right size, one, you got really good gap. Like, the gap is good. You got plenty of hook there. Single point. And a really nice hook. I think these are great hooks. The reason I went with this hook instead of some of the others is because some of the other ones have fluorocarbon guards, and I don't want that. I wanted a metal guard. Without weight. That's the key. Without weight. So I went the straight shank flipping hook. I think this is going to get you the best hookup ratio in this, in my opinion. Now, obviously this thing's going to slide down, ball up on the end here. And then you've got, that, which, okay, you want to throw it like that, or you want to throw a big wacky style. Okay, cool. I don't. I want that thing up here. Because I want it to fall horizontally rather than, it doesn't matter, honestly. Like, horizontally. I want the hook to stay like this. I don't want it to fall like this. Does that make any sense? I want it to stay as balanced as it possibly. Anyways, I want more weight towards the eye of the hook, is what it comes down to. Now, I did something with something here. There it is, right there. Can't see these things. Ladies, you'll recognize this. Guys with girls, you'll recognize this. These little elastic things. I got right there. Had to go to the old Wally World to grab that tonight. And this is what I found. And I think this is going to be perfect. So, the tiniest ones are obviously the tightest. I don't want this thing to move. That's the biggest thing. So what we're going to take it, we're going to put it over the hook. Over the hook point. I found if you do it the other way, you snap these things. And they're a pain to get on. Obviously, you don't want to break them. So, that's there. Now what you're going to do is, on the front side, and the reason I'm doing this, okay, you can go around the back side, but obviously the pin's on the back, so then it doesn't have anything to grab, but I mean, it'll work, it would work, but it would still slide a little bit, and you risk not being able to hook it on that pin. So what I do, and there's a reason for this, I'm going to take this thing, I'm going to stretch it over the bait, in the front of the hook. It's not easy. It's tight. Try and avoid all the tentacles, run in between. Over the eye and above the grip pin. So what that's going to do is it squishes down this top side just enough. It pushes it down. So you created just a little bit more of the hook gap there. But the bait looks phenomenal. And the cool thing is, that thing, no matter how much you pull, you're not pulling that down. Because that little band right there, that little band is holding on that keeper. There you can kind of see it on my forehead right there. It can't go anywhere. Like I said, I saw Patch Slapper, who he said Caleb Kufal was the inspiration for, tie up a jig with an elastic keeper. And I immediately thought about doing this. And I think the hook's perfect. Like I said, hook gap's good. Plenty of gap there. Now, I could like push it through the plastic and not through the hole. But again, I think what that does, I think it would make that bait roll. I don't want to do that. I want the weight centered so it falls naturally. My hook point stays up. That's my hope. That's the hope. That being said, I don't know if it'll work. But the hook point's right. The biggest thing is when I think this gets all laid forward, it exposes the hook, right? So, same thing I did before. Fish sucks this bait in. It folds all those tentacles over, and what's left? The hook point's sticking out. Because the bait's not going to slide down. It's stuck. So, exposes the hook. Should be able to get a great hook set and penetration with this hook. Especially with a bait caster I'm going to switch to. I'm going to throw a straight 16-pound fluoro on it. So, I'll be able to crack them on a 7'3" medium heavy. And it can't go anywhere. I don't know. Just messing with stuff. This is like, I used ChatGPT to build how this looks, and I liked how it looked. It looked good. In theory, it should work awesome. It eliminates the hook points, being on the opposite side or the eye side, where it's all folding these things over and blocking the hook then. Hook point's still in the back there. I don't know. Do I snell this? There's no weight in front to make it kick up, though. So you could still snell it, I guess. I'm excited about this. I really am. Also, I didn't have any choices for colors, by the way. I bought all the watermelon they had the first round. They're out of watermelon, so I got Mimizu and black. That's what I got. Hopefully it works. Never thrown either color in any water conditions. Black and blue jig, black and purple jig, black and, straight black plastic I've never used. So that's different, right? I don't really know what I'm going to do with it. If you fish in dirty water, I don't know. Do these things work? I would think so. One more tip before I end this video. Storing these things. So I have these pre-rigged. Every one of these they're on a hook, and they're centered, right? They're not going anywhere. I'm gonna show you how to do that real quick, so that we can pre-rig these things. Because realistically, I don't want to be messing with these in a tournament. I don't want to be having to find my rubber bands and put it on there, and I don't want to do that, right? You keep them in the jar. They stay, perfect, right? So they're gonna stay in the jar, take up a lot of space. Whatever. Hopefully you're not losing these things. That's the biggest thing. If you break one off, you got to retie it anyways. So you might as well have them pre-rigged. Show you what I do, like I said. So they come with this stand inside the jar there. And this is pretty cool. So take the little plastic thing off there. I take the lid off every one. I just made steak, so there's some seasoning on my knife here. But you're just going to cut like a 1/4 inch. I'm just going to cut like a 1/4 inch off of that little tube that they come with for centering these things. What we're going to do is we're going to slip the skinny or the short side on first. Right about to that bend. Right there, just like that, the top bend. From there, take your bait. Hook goes through there. Boom, it's floating. It's not going to sink. Or it's not going to fall down. It's not going to, go anywhere. And it's centered. It's not going anywhere because that little thing there, right? But the key is you need the rest of it. Because when you put it in the jar, you still need this for the top ring to center it. So you're not tipping it over or anything like that. Or if it does tip over, you're still good to go. It's still centered. So put it halfway on there. Take your centering ring. Drop that in there. Press her down. Boom, now it's just like factory. Slap that cover back on. It's not going anywhere. So, hopefully you guys learned something, got some tips, got some ideas. I mean, I don't know. Is this going to work? Is it not? Seems like it should. I like the size of the hooks. The 3/0, like I said, I think that's probably the best size. I don't know. We're going to give them a shot. I'd like to find some green pumpkin ones. I'd like to find some watermelon ones. If you guys got a link to them somewhere, I don't want to pay $40 for them. I don't really want to pay $25 for them. I'd pay $20 a piece, cash. If you're local, I don't want to ship them, right? Because people take these out, they mess with them, they ship, they end up on their sides, and they end up all bent and. Just give me, give me a, I'd take like 8 of them. Green pumpkin or watermelon, either one. I've got more than this, but again, in the colors that I don't really have a ton of confidence in. Like if it's, yeah, sure, I'll throw the pink one. If they're spawning, I guess, like cool. But I've heard it's a great color for clear water. I don't know. So, anyways, it's been a long video. Thanks for watching, everybody. We're going to try it out this weekend. We'll see what happens. I have a lot of fun messing with these things, though. Love tinkering with tackle. It's a great time. So, like I said, hopefully you learned something. If you did, comment, share the video. All about people catching more fish. I'm not trying to do any, hiding anything. I tell people exactly what I caught fish on. I fished live tournament series, stuff like that before. Like, you watch what I'm using. I don't lie to people. I used to work at a tackle shop. Tell you exactly what color I'm throwing, exactly the bait I'm throwing. I want you guys to catch fish. That's the biggest thing. So, up to you if you guys decide to go rig these up. But, I think it'll work. Looks good. I'm going to go sling them around. If I suck again, I'll post another video and let you know, hey, this shit does not work. I'll do some more videos like this. Short form videos are fun. This one's longer because it's a rigging and explanation video why I'm rigging it that way. So, thanks for watching, everybody. Catch you later.